It's your boy Ray. Let me try to fix some of this lighting real quick before I go on the epic rant. Oh no. Oh, whoa. Okay. I think that's a little bit better. Don't want it too bright. Um, but yeah, all right. So here we go. I'm pretty much gonna jump straight to it. Uh, get straight to it. So for years, I've been feeling like Dr. Umar and Tariq Nasheed are not good. Well, I shouldn't say. So for years, I've been feeling like Dr. Umar is not good for the black community. And up until recently, I feel the same way about Tariq Nasheed. Now, in that statement, I'm using a whole lot of hyperbole. Um, I'm using a whole lot of hyperbole and kind of exaggerating a little bit with the statement, but I'll kind of break down what I mean systematically. A lot of this might come from like personal feel or personal biases. If I'm being honest, I'm holding accountability. This is really just an excerpt of my emotion and how I feel about Dr. Umar's and the Tariq Nasheeds and so on and so forth. And I'll go one by one. And this is raw and uncut too. This is live, so like, bear with me. So we'll start off with Dr. Umar and how I feel about Dr. Umar. So pretty much, there's a lot of things I don't like when it comes to Dr. Umar. I feel like he regresses the black community. I feel like he brings us back to, how should I say? Oh wait, let me make sure I go in the party chat. uh, start party. Start open party. Oh, now I'm in the party chat. All right, so I'm back now, guys. I'm back. So, story short, or actually, we're going to make a long story long. I feel like when it comes to Dr. Umar, he regresses the black community as far as like, you know, his Pan Africanist views. And I'll break down what I mean by that. So like when it comes to Dr. Umar and his Pan Africanist views, there's a lot of good parts of Pan Africanism for sure. Like showing our young black men, I totally agree with the school. I totally agree with creating a system that can give our young black men the skills that they need to not only fend for themselves, but to widen that range and broaden the scope outside of being an athlete or a musician or somebody into fashion, right? So I guess I'm um, saying that to say like I do agree with a lot of the stuff that he does, but I'm a majority of the shit that he says I don't agree with. Um, I do appreciate him having boots on the ground and actually being out there and being a principal, being a doctor, being a counselor, working with thousands of kids in underserved communities and so on and so forth. But how can I put it? You're actually mentally destroying the kids, Dr. Umar, and I'll tell you why. Number one, my biggest qualm, and as you can tell, I'm young and I'm light skinned. No, I am not a 50-50 child. No, I'm not half black, half white. My mom is half black and half white. My dad is full black. So I'm 25%. I'm a quarter white. That being said, the two common things I do not agree with. Number one is his opinion on interracial marriage and relationships, right? I feel like that is so regressive to moving our people forward, right? Uh, Physically, mentally, emotionally. And hang with me on this, hang with me on this, I'll show you what I mean. If you keep telling these kids that the white woman is out to get, like, I know obviously a majority of people will think it's just blatant rhetoric, but there are still every kid matters. And for the two or the three on the monthly basis that are like, Dr. Umar is right about that, that is detrimental because you're not just saying, oh, I don't feel like this should be that. What you are stating is no black man should be with any other race, or no black woman should be with any other race, simply because it's of the opposite race. And because they're out to get you, they want your money, and they're systematically um, oppressing you by hunting you down and being in that relationship. I totally don't agree with that. I think that love is love, right? I think attraction is attraction, and we're all attracted to whatever we're attracted to. Some weird things. Some people like fat girls. Some people like anorexics. Some people like schizophrenics. Um, so for him to say, "Oh, you cannot date outside of your race," is very regressive. Because if we heard a white man saying the same exact thing, we heard a white man saying the same exact shit. Oh my gosh, Black Twitter, Black YouTube, Black Instagram would blow the fuck up. They'd be calling this man job. He'd be fired. I'm not even sure how Dr. Umar even still works with kids, unless he works at an all black school, which I'm pretty sure he doesn't. It's not the fucking 40s, right? But how can you be around other kids and think like that is my biggest qualm as well. So number two kind of stems from number one, and this comes outside of the love aspect, and now we're leaning directly into the how can I put it? Just the everyday aspect, right? Community aspect, love thy neighbor aspect. I totally don't agree with like the we don't need the white man's help and the white man's help isn't really help because if he's really helping you, then he's really oppressing you. What type of bullshit is this? Like, come on, Dr. Umar, what type of bullshit are we talking about? So you're telling me if a white man puts $1 million, if he just drops $1 million briefcase on your porch and says, "I love everything you do, keep it going. Here goes $1 million for the fucking school," you're going to turn that $1 million down because you think he's going to try? Come on now. No, 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 no. Not everybody has a hidden agenda. Not every white person has a hidden agenda against a black person. It's just not that anymore. Never really was that. Like, yeah, to me, it's just absurd. It's absurd. Um, and I don't like how he constantly goes on these big radio stations, these big podcasts, and he spews these anti-white ideologies because literally he doesn't know how that affects the everyday person, right? Or the everyday black man. Now, I have to walk around with the stigma that because white people have this weird vision that all black people have this weird hive mind as far as all being prone to violence, all thinking the same, all being woke, all wanting equality, and so on and so forth. Like, shit, where was I? I probably shouldn't smoke and go on these rants. Where was I going with that? Pretty much what I'm saying is you keep pouring hate into the world. White people are going to look at us like we all agree with you. They're going to look at the everyday black man like we agree with what Dr. Umar says. Therefore, should we show some hostility towards this guy, or should we motherfucking how could I say, or should we just keep on like he's regular and he did? I don't know. It's to me it's fucking weird. It's like if every black guy in the city that I live in went out robbing people, I would expect a white or Asian person to look at me like I'm getting ready to rob them. So it kind of, it's like that. Or if every black person is in the street screaming like kill all white people, they're going to look at me like I probably said that shit too, right? Um, so yeah, that just creates tension for the everyday black man. And on top of that, the younger, more impressionable mind, the younger, more impressionable mind is going to take some of that shit and actually apply it and move like that and lose out on everyday opportunities and shit like that. You don't know how many opportunities you fucking fuck up for other people because now they have this idea that these white people aren't really here for me, or these people, since they're not my same skin tone, they can't be real, genuine people towards me, for me, which is ridiculous, right? It's 2024. And when I pretty much work in a white collar job, right? And working in a white collar job, pretty much what that does for me is, what it does for me is fucking, how can I put it? I work around more white people. I'll put it like that. And me being more right leaning, and having some of the views I do, I kind of get to infiltrate the white mind kind of at my job, if that makes sense, right? So I get to see like, how can I put it? How they really feel when it comes to some of this shit. Like, and why they feel how they feel towards black people, so on and so forth. And their biggest thing is we keep labeling. That's one of the first things we jump to. For instance, um, at my job, my store is kind of down the street from a high school, and my city is predominantly black. We'll have these kids come in. My is an older white man. These kids will come in, jump on the bed. He'll ask them like, "Hey guys, can you not jump on this store merchandise, please? Because we have to keep it clean." First thing that come out their mouth is, "You're just racist." Now, for the everyday white person, a majority of white people don't think the first thing on their mind isn't fucking race. But when you keep jumping straight to that, or once you bring it there, it's already fucking there. Don't fucking bring it there. Like, I don't know how to put it. I don't fucking know how to put it like this right now, right? So, how can I put it? Yeah, their biggest thing is they have to navigate every day hearing, hearing what their great greats did. Right. They have to they have to hear all this shit like, oh, how white people are this, how white people are that, how white people did this, how white people did that. And that shit can take a toll on your mind. And you know what? It does. We see it every day. As soon as one of our people goes down for a major crime and you open up the Instagram comments, what does it say? Oh, here goes these people again. Oh, the usual suspects. Oh, this, that, the third. Oh, this, that, the third. This, that, the third. How does that make you feel? It makes you feel like, damn, why do they all look at us like this? Why are they generalizing us? And vice versa. It's universal, is what the fuck I'm saying. So I don't know how to put it, man. Uh, I don't know how to put it. To me, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so now we'll bleed into the Tariq Nasheed thing. And then I'll circle back to Dr. Umar as well. So reparations, fucking rations. To me, it is, we are so far removed from it. And Tariq Nasheed's campaign to push reparations, to me, is so fucking, it's a bad look because you're walking around begging for this shit. That's how it looks to me. He's not literally, for people who are going to see this, he's not literally walking around begging for reparations. But his defense, one thing that irks me about Tariq Nasheed is he's one of those people that kind of encapsulate what I just described in my little previous 3 minute rant. Um, I've been real in tune with some of his debates, and one thing about it is you can't. He's one of those guys that you cannot win with, right? From what I noticed, people like I notice other people bring up valid points, or they'll bring up like organizations and this, that, the third. And the first thing he'll do is, how can I say? First thing he'll kind of do is, okay, so if I say, oh wow, well, Kaiser's a good hospital because Kaiser saves 30,000 black men a year from after gunshot wounds. He'll say, well, no, what Kaiser does is they're actually stealing the black man's blood. And what they do is they actually pass it off to this, that, the third, and they keep your like, and it's like, what the fuck? How can you win against that shit? Like, how do you, like, he'll tie everything to some type of black conspiracy or some type of outrageous, hypothetical oppressive system, if that makes sense. Everything is this hypothetical oppressive system with Tariq Nasheed, and I don't get it. Yes, 100%. The system is oppressive. Literally, I put white on my applications to get a call back faster. Like legitimately, it is what it is. But I'm saying sitting in it and crying about it isn't going to do anything. It's supposed to change these people's mind who actually run the system. It's like anything else. When you go to the NBA and your college coach is like, "Hey, this guy he shows up late to practice on Saturdays. It is up to you to break that fucking stigma. You're not supposed to walk up to the coach and be like, you're not supposed to think this of me. You're not supposed to think this of me. Why would you think that of me? Why you're not supposed to you're not in position to be hostile. You're not in a position to be angry. You're in the position of change, which is the best position to be in if you ask me. Because if you change, you improve in most cases. So I don't like how Tariq Nasheed spews his I don't like how Tariq Nasheed spews his feels sorry for me, we need reparations rhetoric, and I don't like Dr. Umar's all white people are evil, they're the white devil and blah 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 rhetoric. I don't like it, and I think it angers me because I have a kid. Granted, I have a daughter, so it wouldn't affect her as much as it would my son. But I'm young, I might have a son, and things are only going to pretty much escalate from here in the world because you keep adding shit. You keep adding to the pot. The pot fills up. It's not going away. Literally, all he's doing every time Dr. Umar goes on the fucking podcast, he thinks he's changing black men, but he's really making white people angrier. He's making white people angrier. Literally, you make more white people mad than you make a black man get a job. That's all I'm fucking saying. And Tariq Nasheed, you make more black people look stupid than you do woke. And it's annoying. I hate this shit. We're not all, oh my gosh, we're not all like these people who feel like all white people owe us something. And every organization is an oppressive organization with some type of hidden agenda. Like, and these are the people that lead us, like, or not lead us, but these are the people that represent us on camera. So I'm making it my personal from this live stream on forward. It is my personal goal to go to war with Dr. Umar and Tariq Nasheed. I will be the yin to their yang. I'll be their positive to their negative. I'll be the bird to their prey. Yeah, because I know people look at them like activists. A lot of people get it wrong. Just because people can talk good, that does not mean that they are good, right? That doesn't mean that they mean good. That doesn't mean that they know what the fuck they're talking about. Granted, I might not know what I'm talking about to a lot of y'all. But still, though, that's just how I feel in regards to it. I think they're poison. I don't think they're good. I don't think they're for black people. You know, there was this really interesting quote. Uh, you hate something so much you become it. And yeah, that's how I feel about them. That Tariq Nasheed is going to create more whiny, woke black men. Dr. Umar is going to create more angry, conspiratorial black men. That's going to regress the rest of us black men who don't want anything to do with that shit. So it's, how can I put it? I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. But it is what it is. It is what it is, guys. That's that. That's that. That's that. Rant's over. Y'all have a great one.